watching, waiting. Don't look. He'll see you. Don't move. He'll hear you. Don't breathe. You're dead.
Yeah.
What was that? You want to do it again?
Nope, that's your song.
If anyone could tell me what that TikTok song is, I would love to know. What's up, y'all? We're gonna talk about clowns.
Okay, let's first. Can we address the elephant in the room? It's been a while.
Since April, actually.
Yeah, so we suck. It's been a minute. It's been like 6 or 7 months now. Fro is putting on chapstick. Okay.
No, it's this glue.
Oh, you got Elmer's glue on the lips.
It glue.
Even better. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 7 months. We sort of fucked that up. We ended up doing because we created our TikTok account after.
Yeah,
right. We stopped
end of May.
Yeah. So we ultimately started our TikTok account, and then that took up majority of our time. And we just sort of tried to grow that. I think we're at like 2K plus followers now, which
we're pretty close to 2,100.
Yeah, which I mean, to some that's nothing, but to us that's a lot. Especially when we first started it, we didn't expect to grow as quick as we did, but we've made a lot of friends on TikTok and different horror accounts. Met a lot of cool people. Just sort of been growing that, and then we told ourselves we need to get back into the podcast. We'll do it, and then life hit. We got busy. Froze moving. I had a really bad mental health spike with some depression and stuff like that. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Please go to therapy and check your mental health for those out there. But yeah, it was tough, but I think we finally got back to it. We got a decent setup, and we're going to be able to switch everything up. Don't mind Fro's lighting. He's going to get a ring light.
Dark.
Yeah, you're actually really bright. Like you're dark.
Yeah, like this is dark.
But like everything else around you is bright. But yeah, he's got his ring light he's going to bring. So we got a nice little decent setup now. We're obviously going to try to take this and be a little more consistent with it. We apologize for being so scarce.
You know what's weird though? Like, I don't know if you did, but like I had a lot of people be like, hey, so when are you coming back? And I was like, y'all actually listen to it?
Yeah, that's the thing with me. Like you tell me that, and like people actually listen to our podcast. That's a thing. Which it's probably like 5 people in reality. But I mean, hey, better than nothing. So no one really came to me, but also I've been pretty absent from the TikTok too, which doesn't help. Okay. So yeah, I've had a lot of shit going on. So don't mind me, but I'll be back. I'm going to be more consistent with it. I got stuff going on now. So I think we should be good. And then obviously now with this episode, we at least get to talk about, well, my favorite topic specifically.
For sure.
I know Fro enjoys it quite a bit, but it's definitely my go-to, so to speak. If I ever do that again, please smack me. But
will do. Noted. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw it.
But yeah, we're talking about clowns today. We're gonna go just over horror movie clowns, our favorite clowns, dive into a little brief history of clowns, and just spew bullshit in between like our podcast always is. So
fair.
You got anything to add, Fro? Well, before we dive deep.
Clowns are dope.
Okay. I was hoping you'd give me more than that, but all right.
Mean, I wish I would have had like a clown horn. I just would have went, and then we could have started.
Wait, do your
you know, like that scene in Terrifier 2?
Do your impersonation, bro.
Which with impersonation?
With your mic. You
impersonation with the mic.
You put the cozy on your
nose. This?
There we go. Everybody, there you go. That's all you need right there. Well, for those who I guess can't see, he put his cozy on his nose. He's now a clown. What's your name?
Demetrius.
Demetrius the clown? Can I call you Dimitri, or do I have to call you Demetrius?
No, I need to have a better name. I need to be like Arby's roast beef and cheddar the clown. Or better yet, because it's my favorite thing there, I can be Jamocha the clown.
I like that. Jamoke the
Jamocha the
clown's
clown.
pretty good.
Or we can make it Jamoki.
I just, I don't know if that's better or way worse, to be honest, but we're gonna go with it. Jamoki the clown. Fun fact: I didn't know what a Jamocha was until I don't even know what 2 months ago, something like
Underrated.
that. 3 months ago,
Underrated, for sure.
like for the first time in my life, I drove by an Arby's today because we were helping for a move, and I saw it backed up line wise, and I've never seen, I think, a single car in an Arby's drive-through ever.
Except for me.
Yeah, except for Fro, because I've only eaten at Arby's legitimately, I think, one time, and
Slacking.
I only had fries. So I still refuse to believe it's good. And it's a drug front. Well, Long John Silver's is the drug front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Arby's is like, I don't know. They're probably like a massage parlor in the back or something like that.
Hush puppies are full of coke, for sure. But they can't call them coke puppies because they get caught right away.
Hush Cokies? No, that doesn't work
I
either.
don't like it.
Coke Hush? No, that don't work. Arby's Beef and Coke. It's got a ring. No, okay, we're not going to go with that. We'll think of something better. It's fine. So let's dive into the episode a little bit and see how this goes. We're actually going to try to. You did no.
That was a dive.
I'm gonna.
I can't make a dolphin noise or whatever.
I'm gonna ignore it. It didn't happen. It never happened. Okay.
Oh, it just happened multiple times.
We're actually gonna try to keep like a time limit on this for once in our lives, because I know our other podcast episodes go for like, I don't know,
easily over an hour.
And the one we did with Justin lasted like 3 hours. So we're gonna try to do an hour, keep it to an hour. That way we can keep you guys entertained and hopefully not snoozing and turning everything off. But given the amount of bullshit we spew, who knows? We'll go from there. So let's dive into it. Shall we talk about? You want to talk about like the history of clowns first?
This is your episode, my guy. So
okay, fine. I mean,
you're going to tell them about the history of clowns.
But I don't want to be like the only guy talking. So
oh no, you're not.
Okay,
but they're like you. I'm not saying you like clowns more than me per se, but like you're definitely more into like the history of clowns.
Fair.
So
okay. So for a little history snippet, oh, that's a thing, right?
Snippet?
Snippet. What's the phrase? It's like a little snippet. Is it
there's
snippet?
There's snippet and there's tidbit.
I combined. Is it not?
I was like, that's not a word.
Oh, it is snippet and then tidbit, snidbit. Okay,
let's go with it.
We're gonna We're gonna go with a snidbit.
Point it.
I'm tired. Give me a break. We're recording this at like 11 at night right now. So history of clowns. I think original clowns technically date back to as far as like 2400 BC.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we came up with this last night. BC stands for before clowns, not before Christ. There were no clowns before that point, so now there are.
So forever and always, if I don't have a stroke over here, we're referring to it as before clowns. All right. So, and then obviously in the more modern history, back in like the 1800s, around 1805 in England, you had the first circus clown, which most people know as Joseph Grimaldi. His clown character was named Joey, if I remember correctly. He was widely known as like the first actual circus clown. But then obviously in the 1900s, the infamous Emmett Kelly sort of came about, revolutionized the entire idea of the clown, or at least that's how a lot of people saw it. He came up with a hobo clown character named Weary Willie. I'd probably consider him the most familiar clown. I feel like most people probably would. I feel like when you see
as the face of a clown,
yeah, like when you see models or you see figurines or things, like most of them tend to be modeled after Emmett Kelly with the whole bearded hobo look. Obviously, name wise, I think Bozo would probably be the go-to
for family-friendly clowns. Yes, Bozo is the go-to.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we're obviously not talking horror just yet, but I mean, Emmett Kelly was definitely not family-friendly. He was just more of like a rugged clown, I guess, if that makes sense. And then, everything sort of took off from there, and then et cetera, et cetera. Then we dive into movies. We dive in the concept of clowns themselves and basically how their reputation changed from one thing to the other. I think that's something we wanted to sort of touch on, was like, obviously clowns were meant to be this familiar, fun thing that can go to kids' birthday parties, make children laugh, be a part of the circus, do slapstick shit and fuck around, etc. And obviously we have modern day takes like Cirque du Soleil, stuff like that. But then a big turning point for that, I assume, for most people was the 60s and 70s with John Wayne Gacy.
Where they did slapstick shit and flutter around. Though that's not English.
Wow, that was worse than me.
Slapstick shit and fucked around, but with knives.
And men.
You're not wrong. These are facts, people. These are facts.
I was gonna say children, but that was Dahmer. Gacy fucked with grown men. So
yeah,
if I remember correctly. But yeah, obviously Gacy had the whole. He was a clown, Pogo the clown. Then obviously the clown who killed people when he dressed up. He was Patches. He sort of became an infamous serial killer, and he has museums all over the world dedicated to his shit and with his stuff. One of them being Graveface in Savannah. Shout out to Graveface Museum. They have an entire room dedicated to Gacy and have a lot of his belongings and stuff like that. The owner also has an entire clown collection and throughout his entire museum, along with the Graveface Records facility. And what was the other one? The third one, like the horror shop. It's like it was right next to Graveface Records.
Oh, Terror Vision.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Graveface Records, Terror Vision, and then Graveface Museum. Super cool place. So definitely check that out, by the way. Aside from that, I mean, the big question I always ask is, why do you think people are afraid of clowns?
I don't know. I mean, like, even going back to the 90s, there were some cartoons that were made for kids that were just like menacing, I guess.
Pretty questionable.
Yeah, so I feel like clowns are the same way.
Was there like it's
like Happy Terror.
Yeah, was there like a specific moment in time, like especially back then, maybe when you were a kid or something like that? Was there a clown, specifically a clown, or at least a clown type character that stood out to you? Because I can't really think of stuff from like my childhood aside from one, but he wasn't like a cartoon character or anything. And I think I've told you that before about. So in Cirque du Soleil, I used to go to it all the time when I was a child. My parents would take it, and they were always in, I think, Tampa or Orlando all the time. But there was a clown named Igor who was like this hunchback of Notre Dame type clown. And he wasn't very slapstick. He was actually like a sad, depressed sort of clown. And he was always my favorite character. And he always had the like biggest tragedy during the play and stuff like that. And for some reason, he always stuck to me. And since then, I've always loved clowns. And I don't really know why. But I'm trying to think of stuff, even like cartoons or like.
One of the first clowns I remember, though, was created by Max Fleischer, which is Coco the Clown. Okay. He's out of the silent Disney era.
Yeah.
Most people have seen Coco. Like he creeps with like a really long stride down a hallway. I'm on Google trying to be like, what animated clowns have I seen?
Were there any others like in like shows, Courage the Cowardly Dog or shit like that? I feel.
Well, I mean, if we can go that way, technically, like Joker from the Batman animated series.
True.
Kind of like that.
I guess if we could, deep dive into that. I mean, he's in reality, he's probably the most well-known clown nowadays. Would be Joker, because I mean, everybody knows.
Not Jared Leto's Joker, but
we don't talk about that. Yeah, Jared Leto's Joker. Wow.
Joko?
I'm having a stroke, bro. I'm thinking of like Jamoka or Jamoko, whatever you said earlier.
Jamoki?
Jamoki the clown. So I'm combining everything in my head. Okay, so we don't talk about his Joker. Heath Ledger's prime. Barry Keoghan's in the new Batman, prime. Even Jack Nicholson's prime.
Yeah, true.
Even Joaquin Phoenix, quality. But we do not talk about Jared Leto's.
TV clowns. I mean, there were the clowns in. Well, I mean, Krusty Krusty
Krusty the
wasn't.
Clown.
Krusty was only scary because he was like having a mental breakdown all the time.
I feel like that was everybody in The Simpsons, to be honest.
Yeah.
Including,
The whole thing.
including the creators.
Old Ronald McDonald is scary to kids.
True. Yeah,
for
Ronald.
sure.
I didn't think about that. Ronald's probably the first introduction to a lot of people because he's such a big mascot.
Well, and he was the face of McDonald's.
Yeah. Fun fact: I have a Ronald McDonald doll or figure. I think it's a doll.
Y'all, that shit is so creepy. It's got fucking black eyes, and he tries to torment me with that thing.
Yeah, I have a clown collection, so that's like one of the. I think it's the biggest clown I own. But he's this big doll, and it's just Ronald McDonald. But he's got pure black eyes, almost like he has contacts in. And I pretty much tell Fro I'm going to torment him at night and just put him like on the counter while he watches him while he sleeps. But he's also threatened to beat me up. So
yeah, it's going to be a bad night for you if you do that.
Yeah,
I promise you.
I'm also small and Fro's bigger, so probably not the best idea in the world. So I'll probably I'll save it for another day when I can escape. But he stays at my house, so I don't really know how that would work. Yeah, I'd have to run out of my own house. Probably not the best idea in the world, but we'll figure it out.
That is true. Do we want to count Violator from Spawn?
I mean, yeah, he's on there.
Okay.
And then obviously, I mean, we can dive back to the 80s of like Pennywise and stuff like that, but we'll get into that when we're talking about like horror movies and stuff like that.
I like it.
But what you were saying was you think it's scary because it's like you said it's like a happy torment, right?
Like happy terror. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true because I don't know, I feel like when you see someone enjoying, or to me, it's like they're meant to be happy, these fun little creatures or fun little things, characters, whatever you want to call them. But now they've taken this idea of horror or just terrifying concept, and everybody tends to have a phobia of them. Or what is it? I think it's, what is it? Hold on. In my notes. You'd think I would know this.
I feel like that way about like any clown that's portrayed in a movie that's not like your run-of-the-mill everyday clown, like a birthday clown. Like they hate their life.
Pretty much.
Like they do not want to be a clown. They do not want to be around kids. And they're talking shit the entire time.
I think Joaquin Phoenix sort of portrayed that really well because obviously when he had to dress up in the makeup and go to work every day and do his thing, he hated it.
For sure.
And obviously the other guys didn't seem to like it very much either. But I mean, hell, we could probably ask, let's try to get an interview with Steve-O from Jackass. I mean, he did the whole clowning thing for a long time.
Or we can just ask Wrinkles.
True. Oh yeah, we can go into that in a bit. We'll save that for a little bit. But yeah, it's called coolrophobia. I pronounce
Cool runnings phobia?
Cool ice. Ice, man. Ice. We still need to get lucky.
For anyone who doesn't know, we love Cool Runnings. It's one of the most underrated movies ever made, and we quote it daily.
Tallulah. Fucking. How about I draw a line down the center of your head so it looks like a butt?
Incredible. Masterpiece.
Easily one of the best movies ever made. If you've never seen that movie, you're messing up. Yeah, but it's called coolrophobia. It has nothing to do with Sanka. But yeah, that's the fear of clowns. I guess the phobia of clowns.
Does it say anything more than just phobia of clowns? Like, does it give a detailed?
Yeah. So when I looked it up originally, the phobia comes from a lot of different places, obviously, but they stated birthday parties are obviously the go-to because when you're a child and clowns show up, whatever, and a lot of people gain a fear from them. Ronald McDonald being one, obviously with early exposure, etc. But what I found interesting was as many as 1 in 10 adults have a fear of clowns, and I think if I remember correctly, it was like every 10 in like 1,000 children. Or 110,000 or something, or no, it was like I think 10 in 1,000 children, something like that. Had a fear from like birthday parties of clowns, or like didn't like clowns at birthday parties, and most of them were girls, which is interesting. But I feel like most of the people I know who have phobias of clowns are always men. So
yeah,
at least that's what I've noticed. I don't know about you personally, but for me,
I would say it's probably men for the majority that I've
from what
found
I've
out about.
seen. I mean, there's definitely a lot of women I know that don't like clowns too, but ironically enough, all the people I know that also have clown collections, like myself, are women.
Yeah,
Literally, I know.
that's true.
I think I know 3 or 4, and then I know another woman who. I keep saying wow, a friend of mine who is a woman. She also is a clown at Halloween every year, and she loves it, and she does it in her spare time too. So I guess it just varies.
Like when
But
she goes to Applebees.
yes, just clowning around in an Applebee's. If that's not a Hootie and a Blowfish song, I don't know what is. What?
Clowning around at the Applebees. Let me go. You're supposed to join me. I feel fucking
bro. You
stupid.
no. If he's doing Hootie,
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. If anyone hasn't heard Chandler's spot on Hootie impression, you just put yourself in the hot seat.
Is
it
spot on? I was told I sound like Adam Sandler trying to give an impression of Hootie.
Do, but
right?
like that's acceptable.
But
and now you have to bless the world.
Let her cry. I can't. I got to be in the moment, you know. Like I got to be in the car on a chilly night, and I just got to be able to listen to Hootie do his thing with
like,
his.
Let him like embody your soul.
Yeah, with his Blowfish. I don't like the way that came out, but we're gonna go with it.
Well, it's on here now, so there's.
And then Creed can join in the background. It's fine.
Hang on, is Scott Stapp only wearing a wife beater?
He's wearing a wife beater, and he's
like this, and then the air's like.
Yeah, and then he's spewing a bunch of like Russian shit because he's a sleeper agent, or at least so he thinks.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I like it.
And then just in the background, it's just and that's it.
That's the whole track. That's the whole record.
You do a better Dad Rock impersonation than I do. So why am I singing it?
Because this was about Hootie. This wasn't about Dad Rock.
Hootie's in the Dad Rock genre.
I know, but you said Hootie. This was not Dad Rock as an overall.
Just Hootie.
This was Hootie.
A-E-I-O-U. That's not the lyrics, but I like saying it that way. I think it's a TikTok or something. Who did that? I can't remember. It was like a comedic thing or something like that, but it was like, instead of only want to be with you, it's A-E-I-O-U. Fuck, who is
Pretty good.
That? I can't remember who that is. That's going to bug me.
Yeah, I'm just picturing like a sad clown at Applebee's, just like, yeah, you know I want more mozzarella sticks. Like, don't even ask, just bring them.
While listening to Hootie in the background?
Yeah, like on the jukebox. They've put in like $50. And they're just going to run the same Hootie song over and over and over.
That, or they might switch it to like a Darius Rucker, maybe solo track here and there, but it always comes back to Hootie.
That needs to be a movie.
Everything comes back to Hootie. Okay, we're going to make a movie. It's okay. Also, side note,
we're going to make a Hootie movie.
This is a Hootie movie, yes. But side note, this is way off track. But for those of you who've never seen it, we watched a movie, and this is a shameless plug, but we watched a movie called Kung Fu and Titties. And it was on my recommended on Tubi. Don't ask why, because I don't know why either. But I think it was because we watched so many shitty shark movies that my entire Tubi is flooded with terrible movies now. But Fro, would you like to just give a synopsis on how lovely this movie was?
Do you like Kung Fu? Great. Do you like titties? Also great. Now let's put those things together, and you've got Kung Fu and titties. There's a man who travels, I don't even know how, and he makes friends with a gorilla who's just a man in a gorilla suit who removes the mascot head most of the movie. So he's like a man gorilla, and there's an old man that's capturing women just to look at their titties or something.
No, he needs to gain or like capture titties to like gain power, but he's looking for the best titties ever, and he captures the wrong girl. But the whole movie, we're supposed to believe this girl, her name's Rain Brown. That's her real name, by the way, which like literally like raining brown. Never mind. But shit, the whole movie she's just like showing off her titties, and we're supposed to believe she's got the best titties ever, and we never see her titties. It's the most disappointing thing in the world. There's a lot of titties in the movie. Like, and they got assortment.
Yeah, but there's also like there's jump cuts of like a dude fighting by himself, and all you hear are fake action noises, and then come to find later there's invisible people that live in a field.
And there's
He's
a
been
fight
fighting
scene with
the
them.
whole movie.
Yep. There's one dude in that invisible fight scene when they're fighting invisible people wearing nothing but a loincloth, and every move he does is just sack. Like, it just shows a nothing else.
And then they also do cutscenes with a girl just either dancing in a field, or she's like
fire spinning,
grinding a cutter on like her metal underwear and shooting sparks all over the place. Very odd.
Or swallowing fire. It's the best movie ever made.
Highly recommended. 10 out of 10.
Who was the random appearance by the actor?
Bronson Pinchot literally plays a man that looks like a pile of trash in a corner, and he farts. That's the whole part that he plays.
About 90% of his dialogue is just
farts
in different methods. It's pretty great. So yeah,
I should have played that part.
Fro's very good at that. If you ever chill with Fro and you spend the night or something, and you hear him in the morning, he'd be very good at that part. My man can compete with Mr. Methane. If you don't know who Mr. Methane is, you're missing out. Not really. Please don't watch Mr. Methane. That shit terrifies me, and I hate it. It's my sleep paralysis demon. Don't tell me I like it. Stop.
I didn't say you like it. I said do it. As in they watch it. No,
stop.
Yes.
Stop.
There's worse things on TikTok than Mr. Methane.
You're not.
Yeah, that's
wrong.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah, but we get censored and they don't. So what kind of bullshit is that?
So maybe I got to start farting in all our videos. I don't know.
Our shit gets censored all the time because we post horror movie clips, and like we'll have some gore in it or something, and no matter how many times we put fake gore, gets removed. But I have literally seen a girl's full-on butthole on TikTok and have like millions of views. No problem.
And also the ladies breastfeeding.
Yeah,
nothing like full grown children.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with breastfeeding. That's cool. Do your thing.
No, of course,
obviously, but like on TikTok, it's just full on titties. Like, there's a time and a place, right? That's like, you shouldn't be able to show titties on TikTok.
And those babies are grown.
Yeah, they're literally like 8-9 years old. It's a full grown child sucking on a titty.
That's very clownish behavior. Ha ha. Now that was the transition.
Back to clowns. Oh no. Is he coming in here? No.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't determined to it again. And we're back. Let's go.
I just want to know how that audio is going to sound.
Oh, it's going to be great. You know what I was referencing, right?
The fucking kid. Like,
the kid who yes. Classic comedy.
I sort of hate that I knew that right away, too.
So good.
My mind is tainted. Okay, so segue back to clowns. Cool. So I figured we just sort of go, obviously, since this is a horror podcast. Shout out to my Whose Line Is It Anyway fans. Horror. And just sort of go over, obviously, our favorites, give some recommendations, go over movies maybe people haven't seen.
I'm down.
Because I feel like people just have a very narrow ideology on like what clowns are in horror movies. They don't know of a ton. They only know of the main ones, obviously, unless you're like an avid horror fan. But figure we go over it, talk about them, like them, hate them, do our thing, and go from there.
For sure. Where do we want to kick it off?
Gotta kick it up. Sorry. I started saying "Get your head in the game." Like,
I know, I heard it,
but then I said "Gotta kick it up." That's not the lyric. So, so on my list, I mean, we've touched on a few, but like obviously Joker and Harley Quinn, those are like staples. Everybody knows them. I mean, if you've seen any Batman animated series, obviously you read any comic book, you've seen a million interpretations of the Joker. You know who he is at this point. We get it, but at the same time, when I think clowns and horror movies, he's definitely not the one I go to.
For sure.
Because he's not necessarily a horror.
Well, he's also the only clown like for world domination too. Like most of these clowns are
Clown
like, hey,
domination, bro.
most of these clowns are just like, hey, I'm gonna do this thing and then that's it. And he's like, no,
Dude,
we're stealing all the money
you know what?
from every bank.
You know what clowns up for world domination? They're your favorite. ICP.
Oh man, I had Fago yesterday.
I was about to be like, you could have been holding your cotton candy Fago right now.
I mean, I thought you were gonna segue into killer clowns.
I mean, we could have done that
Because they're aliens, like world domination.
Damn it, that would have been good. I'm not that smart, bro. I wish
you went for ICP and I rolled with it. So
right. I mean, I could have done worse, right?
For sure.
All right, so yeah, we'll segue to killer clowns. Obviously, a staple. For those of you who don't know, Fro has a killer clowns from outer space tattoo on his legs. I feel like you should go into that one. That's one of your favorites.
It is. So, Killer Clowns came out in 1998. Everything was done by the Chiodo brothers. It's literally just a bunch of clowns that come in a UFO to Earth, and their UFO is like a big circus tent. They have guns that turn people into cotton candy. They also have a gun that shoots popcorn. And they also do very just clownish things. Like Shorty, the smallest one, has a really hard punch and can literally like punch your head off your body. Slim can make giant shadow puppets that eat people on the wall.
Who's your favorite of them? Mine's Shorty. Even though that's sort of a cop-out answer, because I feel like most people know him now, but he's still my favorite.
Yeah. I like Rudy and I like Slim a lot, but yeah, Shorty's probably the crowd favorite.
Okay. Does it blow your mind that Spirit Halloween and everything has picked Killer Clowns up? So now it's almost become this massive thing, almost like
it's weird because it already had a cult following, but like I'm kind of surprised that that's the movie they ran with.
Right? Like, so like it had a cult following, but having a cult following doesn't mean you're necessarily popular. You're just popular to certain people. Like, but now it's become like a mogul. Like everybody knows what Killer Clowns from Outer Space is, but I think 90% of the people who know what it is or see it at Spirit, and this isn't to sound gatekeepy, but most
have
people
never watched it.
Yeah, they've never seen the movie.
For sure.
I think they just pick up on it because they're clowns.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very like eye-catching thing, and like, have you ever looked into like the full family of clowns?
So I looked it up the other day. I didn't realize there's like
25.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I had no idea. Like, obviously, I know the ones in the movie, but I didn't know there were 20 plus full on.
And I do not know all their names. Like a lot of them look exactly the same, and they have different color costumes.
There's like a Wikipedia or like a Clownpedia or something. There's a specific page for.
It's super cool to look into if you never have and you want to know more about the lore. They talked about making a sequel. Hasn't happened yet. Not in production.
Who would you want to make that?
That's tough.
Because I feel like there's not many directors who could.
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I was literally.
And that's not.
I was going to say it's
not because he's my favorite director, but it's because he already nailed the slapstick with Evil Dead so well. And Bruce Campbell.
He knows camp. Yeah, that's like a
for sure. Thing.
You know who doesn't know camp? James Wan, because Malignant's a terrible movie.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Malignant is a terrible movie. And Meg or Megan, whatever the new one he's making, is going to be a terrible movie. And we're not sorry.
You're just jealous you can't dance like her, bro.
I can dance like her.
Let's see it.
I'm just not going to show it. All right. Anyone who knew me in high school knows I can dance, but I never show my dance moves to anybody anymore because
fair enough.
I'm embarrassed.
But yeah, Sam Raimi would be my pick just because he can nail all the goofy stuff. And I mean, he did really well with like the serious kind of goofy. And, why am I blanking on his name? Doctor Strange. And Bruce Campbell's going to be in it. So like,
he's in every movie he's in.
And his car's going to be in it. So like,
fair point.
That's obviously what I'm going to choose.
Would you be mad if there was a sequel made in general? Like, do you think that's something that shouldn't be touched?
Okay. I mean, obviously I don't think it should be touched, but I think if you're going to do it, don't do a reboot because we don't need a reboot. You would have to build a an original story after, like, direct continuation after where the first one ended is where you would need to build the story instead of just like, they went to New York and you're like, no one cares.
And you could probably introduce more of the family members and stuff to them. For
sure.
Best part of that entire movie is people get cocooned in cotton candy. And I'm just saying, if I were to die, it's a good way to go.
Okay, so question. This is best friend to best friend. If I was cotton candy, would you save me or would you eat me because I'm cotton candy? Or
no. Are you cotton candy as a physical form, or
I don't know?
Are you wrapped in cotton candy?
Okay, so we're gonna put it this way. So I am cotton candy in this scenario.
Okay, you embody.
Would you A, not eat me because you care? B, would you just eat me because you're hungry and you don't care and you like cotton candy? Or C, would you eat me to have me with you always because you're my best friend?
I'd probably I'd keep you in my room like a bag of cotton candy, right? And then
you're gonna suffocate me in plastic for the rest of my life?
No, I'd open it, right? But then I'd keep you there, but I'd forget about you. And so then you shrivel down to that nugget of cotton candy.
Wow.
Ends up in the bag. But you're still there. You're still alive.
But you just said you forgot about me.
But you're still with me. It's like you're still in my bedroom in my sidecar.
You don't care at all. I was gonna ask you if you'd still love me if I was a worm, and I know you're gonna say no. So
I could have said I would dip you in water like that raccoon that lost its piece of cotton candy.
I know, sad video.
No, but
0 out of 10.
On the real though, I would probably taste you, and then I would be like, "This is wrong," and then I'd keep you by my side. Would I have to carry?
No.
Wait. Do I have to carry you around like a pet? How does this work though?
You have a shoulder bag. Just put me in the shoulder bag. But you can't backtrack. You just said you'd leave me in the corner of the room and let me turn into a stale cube.
Yo. It's a nug, a cotton candy nug.
Oh, sorry.
Great Edge, what up? But what was I gonna say? Shit. Cotton candy's sticky and shit. So if I'm putting you in like a bag, right? That's gross. So I ain't trying to ruin my backpack or like a bag and shit. And wouldn't you not be comfortable in a bag? Wouldn't you suffocate?
I mean, you were going to put me in a bag and let me die alone in a corner anyway because you forgot about me. So
can I make you into like a t-shirt?
You can do whatever you want.
I got you. I'll make you into a piece of clothing, like a sock, right? So I could wear a cotton candy sock or like a necklace. Excuse me, indigestion. I'm old. And wear you like a necklace, like a candy necklace, and then I'd take bites of you every now and then. You just wouldn't know when it's coming, so it might hurt a bit, but overall I would never get rid of you.
So you're just gonna eventually walk around with like one piece left on this necklace, and I know your temptation is gonna be wild. You're like, wow, I could have this piece of candy, but that's what's left of him.
As long as I have more candy to eat, I'm okay. I have to be in the mood for cotton candy. I'm not always in the mood for cotton candy.
I don't know if I like that answer, but we're gonna go with it. We'll talk about this after the podcast is over.
Okay, sounds good to me.
See you in the parking lot.
Oh God, sidetracks. Segue.
So who would you have direct?
I was probably gonna say the same thing just because he knows camp so well. Obviously he's done it before. He's still doing modern stuff. And I really can't think of another director, at least right now, that's just doing fun, campy stuff. If anyone says James Wan, you can get the fuck out of here. Stop it. Yeah, so that'd probably be my go-to.
Okay.
I think I'd be mad at first if they announced the sequel, just like, you don't need to touch it, but I'd obviously watch it just to see. But if it was done correctly...
and that's the same for most movies, though.
Yeah,
if it's done correctly, it's more accepting.
Yeah, you just need a good director,
which most remakes do not have good directors.
Yeah, good director, good script. That's all you need. You'll pull it off. Okay, segue. I guess we'll just continue the list. So Killer Clowns is sort of out of the way. If you haven't seen Killer Clowns, definitely watch it. It's just a B movie. It's really fun. I mean, it's definitely more well known at this point now too, because Halloween Horror Nights did a house for it. So
Yep.
I think it's definitely more of a mainstream thing nowadays. It's so mainstream. But yeah, segue. House of a Thousand Corpses. Probably one of my favorite clowns, Captain Spaulding. Rest in peace. However, I know Fro's got a personal opinion on Rob Zombie. So
Man, how much time I got? I'm not even wearing my watch right now. How much time I got? In my opinion, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, Rob Zombie is the most overrated filmmaker currently.
in horror or overall?
It probably in horror. Yeah.
Okay.
Like House is cool. And then Devil's Rejects is cool. I think they're highly overrated. His Halloween remake was cool. Like Lords of Salem is all right. His wife's in all of them, which automatically make them not good.
Yeah, that's the big thing about this. I mean, that can be done properly. I get it, but I don't think Sherry Moon's a good actress in any method of anything. So that's just me. But House of a Thousand Corpses, do I think it's overrated? Absolutely. It's literally Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Quite literally. Is it bad? No. Does it have memorable characters? Yes. And obviously Dwight from The Office is
Fish Boy.
So enjoyable movie, yes. Overrated a bit, yes. Do I love Captain Spaulding to death? Absolutely. Now it continues with Devil's Rejects. We don't talk about Three from Hell. That movie's so bad.
The disrespect to Sid Haig.
Yeah. I don't know how you let Sid Haig die on a movie like that. Like that's just so bad. But then obviously segueing into Rob Zombie with clowns, you have 31. Which when 31 was announced, I had such high hopes. Like a Rob Zombie film, which could be bad or good, you don't really know, but most of it being centered around clowns, people being stuck and tortured by clowns, hunted by them, different varieties of them, whatever, right? No. That movie is ass.
Doo-doo.
Do poo poo caca. To quote Bruce Almighty, caca pee pee. So that I fucking hate that movie.
I like to just pull that quote. Yeah, like who made this cock-a-doodie movie? Shout out to Annie Wilkes.
I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. Okay, so the only good part of that entire movie is Doomhead. He's the best clown in the movie. He's the most memorable. He's a fun character. However, putting him in that movie makes me very sad because if he had a standalone movie, quality. Also, I feel like Richard Brake, right? That's his full name, correct? Brake. I feel like he can't really go wrong. I feel like he's just solid
in every role.
Yeah, even in his new role, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but that's your own fault. Barbarian, even his small role in Barbarian, solid.
Yep, agreed.
So yeah, Doomhead, incredible clown, wasted potential of a movie. Don't watch 31. Don't. If you're a zombie head, fine, do whatever you want, but you need better taste in movies. And that's coming from someone, by the way, whose favorite Halloween is Rob Zombie's. I'm gonna get a lot of shit for that.
I mean, it is good. It's definitely a different portrayal of Michael.
It's very, very different. Yeah. So obviously we can't talk clowns without talking arguably the most well-known clown right now, Pennywise. I know you have your feelings on the new one. You don't hate the new one though.
I don't hate the new one. So my thoughts, Bill Skarsgård plays an amazing Pennywise. Definitely a darker twist on Pennywise, a more gruesome, like Tim Curry's Pennywise came out the year I was born. I saw it for the first time when I was like 8 or 9. Tim Curry as Pennywise is scary in the fact that he doesn't really need to do anything.
He doesn't need much.
He knows that he's got you right where he wants you, and then he makes fun of you.
Yeah, it's
Like
also
he literally makes you dig your own grave.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so that's I don't know. Like Tim Curry will forever be the GOAT when it comes to Pennywise, but you can't discredit Skarsgård for
sure.
his portrayal of Pennywise because it has made the movie way more mainstream.
And they're so different too, though. Like obviously Curry's portrayal on it was a way different time, way different miniseries, obviously, with what was being filmed, and
For sure.
for what he had to work with and as a character, show was phenomenal. But obviously with Skarsgård and everything, the production quality is huge. And that became, I mean, to be honest, I never thought I would see an It movie in theaters that was massive. That was one of the
huge budget.
Wasn't that like one of the biggest producing horror movies of all time, if not one of the biggest of all time? Yeah. So like that, I never expected. So
that was what, 2017?
Oh God, I'm not sure. I'm terrible with dates.
I think it came out 2017.
But that's wild.
Yeah, 2017.
Because everybody knew what it was at that point, and everybody saw, oh, Stephen King's name. Let's go watch this movie, etc.
Or they were at least familiar with the name Pennywise, whether they had watched
I
1990s miniseries or not.
Yeah, exactly. But I think a lot of people are familiar, obviously, with King, and they know his work, and they know that's probably, if not arguably, his most famous book.
It's up there, yeah.
So, and probably most famous character. Obviously, the movies don't include everything in the book. If you've read the book, by the way,
you
know exactly what stuff I'm talking about. Specifically, one scene that literally would have made it a not rated, like, what is it, NC-17?
Yeah, you couldn't have put it in the theater for sure.
Not. In the book, it describes it in heavy detail. And it's just, oh God, it's disgusting. I can't believe he actually wrote that. Sometimes,
I mean, like reading his books, like nothing surprises me. I mean, he literally wrote Misery and The Shining about being like on a bender. So
fair point.
Like nothing is safe in the world of Stephen King, really.
Fair point. Is it safe to say though you definitely like Curry's more than Skarsgård's?
100%.
Okay. With when it comes to the new movies though, did you like the first one or the second one better?
The second one's way too long.
Fair.
I obviously both allies super cool. I don't like how they built. So if you read the books, what's his name? What's the protagonist in the first movie? What's his name? Harley?
Are you talking? Well, you talking about the whole Losers Club or?
No. Hang on. It should be Harley, right?
With the girl?
No, the bully. Hello, Google, do the thing. Are you kidding me? Hello? It should. Man.
You're talking about Henry.
So Henry Bowers. Okay, sorry. Henry Bowers in the original novel. His friend, I don't remember what his name is. If you've seen the 2017, it's the dude that goes in the tunnel looking for them using hairspray and a lighter.
Yeah.
They have a thing in the original novel, and they didn't do that in this, and they decided to turn it on Eddie and.
Don't ask me names right now.
Okay, well, two of the characters in the second part, they just kind of sprung that.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they didn't really dive into detail on it too much, I feel like.
Yeah, so you were kind of just like, you should have built this from the beginning.
Probably.
But yeah, I do like the second one. I mean, they did a lot of cool stuff with the leper and like obviously Bev's bathroom scene.
Yeah, and then obviously just anything with fucking Hater in it.
For sure.
Absolutely golden.
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard was great in it too. Yeah, so I definitely like it. It's the nostalgia thing for me.
For sure.
So like I cling to the miniseries, but I do enjoy the new one. The second part's just way too long. Fair enough. I know they're doing the Welcome to Derry kind of like prequel thing right now.
Do you feel like you have to make it pretty long though, because the book is so massive?
In a way, yeah, but like if you're a director and you're going to tackle something that big, you're going to have to condense it
You're gonna have to do it in parts.
for sure.
It's like
Yeah.
endless. It's like endless sequels at that point because the book is so long. The book took me forever to get through with the audiobook. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Worth it though. Definitely worth it. So obviously those are more popular. Let's dive into arguably the most popular right now.
Art.
Your boy Art. Fun fact: Fro has tattoos of killer clowns, Art, Pennywise. Anyone else?
And I just got a new clown tattoo.
Oh yeah, and he got a new one on his
last
ditch,
week.
his knee ditch, which was a lovely time.
Spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah, David Howard Thornton's fucking killing it right now.
Art's
absolutely killing it.
Art is a masterpiece in what it is.
He's literally a new icon, bro.
Yeah, and he will continue to be. Like at this point, 2 movies, technically, well, 2.5.
I mean, technically, like there's the short, and then there's All Hallows.
But All Hallows is still a short.
Yeah, true.
Whatever. We'll call it 2.5 for now. But yeah, I mean, at this point, the dude's definitely aiming to be the next icon in horror.
For sure.
Like, I mean, at this point, you have 2 main movies, one of which I never thought would get a theater release in my life. And then it did $10+ million.
I really want to know how much he had to cut to get it to an R.
Yeah, true.
Damien Leone is, I don't know, man. Like, I love his work, but that man's twisted, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, given obviously the hacksaw scene in the first one and then the bedroom scene in the second one, which that alone I thought would have made it questionable about like the rating, but just the fact that it went to theaters in general, not even the rating, just I never would have expected a B movie like that just got recognition, obviously, for just having a new character that was very interesting and popular. And then all of a sudden it does 10+ million in the theaters, and now it's easily going to get like 8 movies probably.
and he doesn't talk.
Yeah, which is the most unique thing about it. Like Art, David Howard Thornton can do pretty much no wrong. I think he plays the character perfectly. He like just his mannerisms, his lack of dialogue, and just the sinister idea of who Art is terrifying.
Did you see his latest interview?
I didn't.
He really wants to play Joker. That's like his life goal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That would
he's wanted to play Joker since he was a little kid.
That'd be odd because at this point, hearing him talk would just be such a weird thing. It's funny because his character as Art and himself as a human are they couldn't be farther apart.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's awesome seeing a new clown icon that's just not Pennywise, obviously, because forever he had the spotlight. So it's just really cool seeing a new potential icon, especially in just sort of a fun B splatter horror movie.
Like, if you haven't seen Terrifier or Terrifier 2, if you don't like Splatterhouse films, you're going to have a bad time.
Dude, we had to go off on people. Like, we're in this horror group on Facebook, and so many people are like, I don't understand why everyone likes Terrifier 2. It sucks. There's no plot, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what are you expecting? It's literally a B movie with a supernatural clown as a main character who just kills people in the most ridiculous and brutal ways.
Yeah. Like what else do you need?
What else would you want from a B movie like that? Like, it's not meant to have a plot. It's not.
Here, I'll give you a plot. Art does what he wants
when he wants.
The duration of a movie. Ta-da!
Art says, "Fuck it."
I would throw confetti, but like I don't have any. So
that's something Art would do. Just
for sure.
But yeah, like I don't understand the people hating on it. Is Terrifier 2 too long? Yes. Did I
half hour too long for sure?
Yeah. Did I ever feel bored? No.
Nope.
So I don't ever think a slasher movie should be over an hour and a half, personally. Yep. But 2.5 hours is long. That's pretty much a Marvel movie, or almost the Lord of the Rings movie.
I mean, this is better than some of the Marvel movies that have come out lately too.
You're not wrong. We're talking to you, Morbius.
Oh, it's streaming now, by the way. It got put on streaming today.
I debated watching it again, and I'm not going to put myself through that.
I don't blame you.
Hey, Jared Leto, do something better.
Like Get Back with 30 Seconds to Mars. Do
accurate, or go back to your cult, because that shit's frightening. For those of you who don't know, Jared Leto definitely runs a cult. Just throwing it out there.
That's it.
But yeah, art is sick. I'm really happy that it's getting the recognition it deserves. I think like true horror fans are really appreciating that it's getting so popular. The only thing I hope is that obviously as franchises continue like this, which this one will, they always go downhill. So
yeah,
that's the one thing I just hope does not happen. But
just give me a trilogy, I'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
just build up his supernatural stuff and then do some weirder shit.
Bring more of that little girl from the second one.
Oh yeah, she's creepy.
That girl's terrifying. Like,
Don't you mean terror?
Terrifying.
I tried it. I don't think it worked.
We tried.
She's the real terrifier of that whole movie.
That girl's fucking scary. I don't like it at all. The creepy smile, like her smile is almost like you're taking a shit the whole time, right? Like she does like the whole like that. Like she looks like she's pooping really aggressively for the entire movie, but then she murders people,
and then her eyes turn yellow. So
she's straining herself, bro. She's popping vessels in her eyes. She's just pooping really heavy. Man. I'm just saying.
That's the actual plot of the whole movie. Girl tries to poop while a clown kills everyone. Ta-da!
Yay!
Movie.
All right, we'll continue. I think how we should do this. Let's talk like a few like more main ones, and then we'll go over just like list random ones that probably aren't as popular and just sort of recommend them to people. But I mean, one I definitely want to talk about. If I remember correctly, where am I at? Hold on. I mean, obviously not movie related, TV related, but Twisty from American Horror Story. I think he sort of did a big thing for clowns for a while. Like I think
until they decided to kill him off.
Yeah.
That ruined the season.
Yeah, I distinctly remember saying with American Horror Story, if they kill Twisty off in Freak Show, I'll stop watching. And they killed him off, which they had a reason to. I get it. And his story was really sad, but I don't know. But he came back in like another season they did. I stopped watching, to be honest. I don't think I've watched American Horror Story in like
Freak Show was better than most seasons they have out now.
Yeah, I don't.
The last great season was what, 84?
Was it 80? Was it 80? Was it 82 or 84?
80,
it was 84.
Something. I don't know.
Whatever, 80 something.
The slasher.
Yeah, series. That one was fun. Didn't take itself too seriously. Coven's good. Asylum, great. And then obviously the first season, Murder House, is solid. But I think anything else is just sort of But that show's always been iffy though. But Twisty, awesome clown. I think he did a big thing for a while. He got clowns a little more popular, and just the mask he had too, and just his overall appearance.
The detachable face. Yeah,
that shit was cool. It was definitely unique. I liked it a lot. Who else? I'm trying to think of others at the moment. Obviously the clown doll from Poltergeist, but it's just a doll. So I mean, nothing big. But if you've seen
that clown pulls him under a bed.
It does.
Yeah. That is terrifying.
It is a little bit scary. Let's see. Mockingbird, which obviously was the movie sort of based around John Wayne Gacy.
Along with Gacy in 2003.
Yeah, Gacy as well. I mean, one fun thing, well, obviously we can dive into not dive in too much, but like Halloween with the clown mask of young Michael. That was always a big thing for me. I know a lot of people who have that tattooed as well. Mm-hmm. A big one I wanted to talk about, obviously, since we have a personal relationship with him, more you than me, but do you want to talk about our buddy Mr. Wrinkles the Clown?
Wrinkles the Clown is an enigma. Is he real? Is he make-believe? Wrinkles the Clown lives in Naples, Florida, and he has stickers all around with his face on them and his phone number. And you can call them. Sorry, you can call him and then be like, my kids are misbehaving. And Wrinkles will show up at your house to terrorize your terrible kids. If you haven't checked out the documentary on Hulu yet, you definitely should. It's a fun watch. It's not a slasher, so don't go and do that expecting it. He's a very cool guy.
He's honestly one of the most laid back people ever. But we've had the pleasure. Well, Fro specific. Are we allowed to talk about this? I assume, correct?
To an extent, yeah.
Well, obviously not his personal life or anything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Fro was fortunate to be able to work with him directly at a horror convention down here in Florida, and just sort of do work with him, get to know him as a person, and stuff like that. And he's actually a very laid back dude. It's very interesting talking to a dude when he's in full fucking costume
For sure.
and just sort of being like a normal dude. But the whole concept behind Wrinkles is incredible, just because it was this sort of fun gag thing and then turned into this massive sort of, I don't even know what like you want to say it, but like it turned into this massive thing.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know Wrinkles started in, I believe, from what he told me last time, is 2014, before all the like the clown craze.
Yeah.
So he was doing it a long time ago, but like Wrinkles like is well known, whether you've seen the movie or not. Like you've seen his face on a sticker somewhere. Also, I'm just gonna throw this out there, and I know he'll appreciate it. You can call the number, but don't get mad when he doesn't reply.
Homeboy gets so many calls.
Y'all, they blew up his last phone. His Google number does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
Because someone on TikTok posted about it and it got like 2 million views. So a bunch of people were calling him.
Somebody pretty much ruined it for everybody, but
for sure. But if you do call it, only call once, be respectful. He does have a voicemail on there. You can leave him voicemails. Maybe he'll reply. Who knows? You just have to call and find out. But
how mysterious.
He is a mystery.
So mysterious.
But yeah, make sure to check it out on Hulu. I think it's also streaming on Prime.
The movie's actually really cool. I went in it. I think I remember when I first watched it, I sort of thought it was going to be like the slasher movie, but then I remember like realizing what Wrinkles was. So then I looked it up and watched it, and it's just very informative, but it's also it's a very unique thing because he almost created his own subgenre of whatever the fuck he does, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can literally call a guy to scare children and dress in a clown costume.
Yeah. If you hate children, you're going to love Wrinkles the Clown.
Prime. That's why I love him. Because fuck them kids. Vasectomy gang.
Wow.
Okay, so back to clowns.
I'm trying to think of more modern ones to
go into. I mean, I got a decent list over here. We can just sort of go into if you want, just to sort
that's
of
fine.
Name off some, because we promised we wouldn't do over an hour. We're passing.
We're already there.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, so let's see. We got Wrinkles, 31. We went over Drive Through. If you guys haven't seen, that's with
Horny.
Homeboy is horny. Literally, the clown's name is Horny the Clown. He's the quote unquote mascot for the fuck. I forgot the name of the restaurant. Something chicken, if I remember correctly, or something like that. But his name's Horny the Clown, and he's pretty much like a robotic drive-through mascot clown. And that movie is pure camp. It's pure comedy gold. Definitely an underrated clown, if you ask me. Let's see. Along the same lines, you have Stitches. Stitches is a terrible movie.
He dies in a why am I blanking? That common kitchen appliance. Dishwasher.
The common kitchen
appliance. He trips and falls on a knife in a dishwasher.
It's great.
And then there's a scene where he blows a kid up like a balloon.
It's fucking
and that should be enough for you to watch it.
And the main reason I tell people to watch it is because Homeboy literally has Go-Go Gadget arms.
Facts.
It's like Go-Go Gadget punch person. It's fucking great. Terrible movie. Worth watching? Absolutely. Let's see. Amusement. I don't know if the clown in Amusement has a name. Not sure, to be honest,
I
but
don't really remember that movie. I've seen it once or
yeah,
twice.
it's okay. Interesting concept, but the clown in it is pretty frightening, to be honest. Just the overall look of him. He's got a very elongated face. Um, and he's obviously doesn't talk much as well. So
Yep.
sort of that whole mysterious factor. Um,
Eli Roth's clown.
Clown, yeah, that got a lot of hype. I feel like after, like a long
Yeah,
time
yeah.
after it came out. I remember seeing on TikTok over the past few years people talking about it all the time. And I'm like, this movie came out a while ago.
Is
And
it 2014?
I think it was 14. But it's an okay movie. I don't think it's bad. For those of you though who don't know the concept, I think the clown at the son's birthday party cancels or whatever. So the clown or the father puts on this random clown costume he finds in like his basement or something.
No, he's a realtor.
Oh yeah.
He,
Oh
he
yeah.
finds a, he finds a random trunk in a house, and he's like, "Oh, this is a costume, so I'll just like tell my
And
wife I'll be a clown."
yeah, and he puts it all
And
on.
then
Turns out it's a demented evil spirit of a costume or some
and he
shit.
can't take it off, so he physically turns into a clown,
Like,
and you have to sacrifice kids to him for him to take it off.
and that's the best part. There's one part in the movie where the kids are in like a jungle gym type thing, like in Chuck E. Cheese or whatever. And I won't spoil. Well, I mean, it's sort of spoiled, but man, fuck them kids. Them kids get eaten.
I mean, the mom definitely gets her payback at the end, though.
She does. That is
Like
very true.
Thor style, yeah, for
Very,
sure.
very sick. I mean, the movie's fun. It's not bad. I mean, for a general clown movie, it's pretty good. Eli Roth is very hit or miss for me, to be honest. But most of his movies are entertaining.
He's like actually like a demonic clown.
Yeah, he's
like,
he's legit a demon. Like it's
it's
actual
a lot,
demon.
definitely along the lines of like Pennywise from 2017. Like his body starts to change, and he doesn't look like an actual clown.
He morphs in like weird ways. Sorry, that was
Hello?
my phone. That was my phone timer going off because we said we wouldn't go over an hour. But you know, fuck it.
You know this podcast.
It's also clowns, so favorite topic over here.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got that. We got
What
Haunt
else?
with the clown mask. Which, if you guys haven't seen Haunt, okay. So Haunt is what the Houses October built wanted to be,
But never did.
Yeah, like if you've
never
seen the
was.
Houses October built, a lot of people like that movie. I don't understand why.
I don't like it either.
That entire movie felt very flat for me and just didn't do anything for me. And I love found footage. Like I'm a found footage whore and not a fan. But Haunt was great. It was done well. It was simple. These friends go to this off the track haunted house and end up in a very bad situation. But there's a plot twist. Well, sort of a plot twist with it. They wear a mask like the killers and stuff like that, but they're actually modified, like their actual faces, which is sort of cool. That sort of probably spoiled that, but still, go watch it. Haunt's definitely a fun one, especially around Halloween time.
Agreed. Same with Hell House.
Oh shit, I didn't put that on there. Yeah, Hell House LLC, probably one of the top 10 found footage films. Everybody talks about it now.
Agreed.
Great fucking movie. Great series overall. Like the first one's definitely the best, but there's three clowns and
I like 2 a lot too.
yeah, two's pretty good. But there's 3 clowns, right? In the first one.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that are sitting down. There's one specifically that I'm pretty sure they got the costume from Spirit Halloween. I'm almost 100% positive because I'm pretty sure I see the onesie that the clown wears at Spirit every year.
Yep.
And the mask, I don't know. The mask I'm not 100% sure of, but I'm almost positive that's where they got the idea. But the clown in that one's terrifying. There's one scene specifically in Hell House where he like sort of turns his head, but it's very sort of secret. You don't really notice it until later. That's really good. Let's see. Scary or Die with my boy Corbin Blue from High School Musical.
Go off, King.
That it's a random anthology movie, and he pretty much turns into a clown, and it's pretty wild, to be honest. I mean, the main reason I watched it is because I saw Corbin Blue was in it, and I was like, I have to see it.
He was trying to get his head in the game.
Damn, he was trying to jump in, jump into that. No, I'm not going to say that. That's inappropriate. But fun fact, best name by far, clown's name in that is Fucko the Clown. Nothing beats it. I don't think it's better than Jamoki, but
Jamoki goes hard.
I don't know, man. Hey, what are you doing on your phone?
Looking up clown stuff. Just in case we miss any. Well, the other one that I'm going to let you take is 100 Tears.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so
Mr. Girdle.
Gertie. Oh, Mr. Girdle. Gertie.
Does he wear a girdle? Because that would be 10 times funnier.
I don't think so, but now I want to rewatch it to see. I don't like the word girdle. Oh, that sounds gross.
Well, it's probably because it's like curdle, but with a G.
Worse. So 100 Tears is a shitty B film that was clearly filmed in someone's basement, but
that film cost $7.
Yeah, at least.
There's no way.
And maybe like in a couple cents, but that's about it. But Gertie is this giant big human being dressed as a clown pretty much, and he carries a massive meat cleaver as a weapon, and that entire movie is just him swinging that thing around.
It's just gore.
Yeah, it's straight splatter. It's pretty much like Art the Clown, like Terrifier, but on a quarter of the budget.
Literally a quarter.
Quite literally. He gets an accomplice during the movie, and then they just go killing a bunch of people. A lot of the deaths are really fun, though. The practical effects, don't expect anything out of it. But if you want to see a cool clown who's very underrated and doesn't get talked about a lot, Gertie the Clown is probably one of my favorites just because of how menacing and fucking big he is. So yeah, that's one. I almost didn't even talk about that. So thanks for bringing that up.
Well, because I know which one we're going to end on here in a sec.
Oh God, do you?
Clownado.
Oh God, are we ending on that? Because I got a few more before that.
Oh shit. Okay.
Just a few. I'm just gonna name them off. I'll name them quick.
There's so many clowns.
Yeah, there's a lot, obviously. If you guys have never seen The Last Circus, stupidly underrated movie and a fucking fever dream of action. It's like a horror drama action movie with two rival clowns fighting each other. I think it's Carlos and Antonio.
No, Antonio.
Great clown names, by the way. But fucking incredible movie. Please watch that. That's a very underrated film. Obviously some other ones to name off if you want to see any other clown films. You got Blood Harvest. You got
Okay. Can we talk about that for a sec? I made a TikTok about it. If you only know Tiny Tim's song from SpongeBob, you're slacking. I know it's in Insidious too. Watch Blood Harvest. That movie is wild and he's terrifying.
It's so fun. Yeah, I always forget Tiny Tim's in that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, so Blood Harvest, watch that. Killjoy is a pretty decently known one. There's another one called Fear of Clowns, which is okay. It's not incredible, but it's decent. There's another one I wanted to talk about. What was it?
I mean, last night we talked about Jack from Horror Nights.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like anybody who loves clowns knows who Jack is. Icon of Horror Nights. I think he was introduced in 2000. Or 99, one of the two, because they did the 20th anniversary for him, the icons and whatnot, specifically for him as well. But I love Jack. I remember actually when I was a kid, when I went to Halloween Horror Nights, that's how I knew I also like clowns. He came up to me with a giant ass megaphone one time, and I was just like laughing my ass off and so excited.
Chandler said,
yeah, but my parents were like, this kid's a fucking psychopath. But now I have a clown collection. It's amazing what that says about me.
For anyone asking, we're going to do a video for his clown collection very soon.
Yeah, now that I got everything set up and shit, and obviously we'll get everything situated. But yeah, Jack's great. Something else I want to talk about, I can't remember it. I mean, we can go into the Twisted Metal series.
Sweet Tooth is sick. And his head's on fire. He's pissed off.
Sweet Tooth is a dope ass clown. But yeah, those are like the main ones. There's another one that's not well known. It's a straight B movie,
Oh,
low
you
ass
mean the
budget.
clown from Billy Madison who like dies in the first part, and then halfway through the movie he's like, "I'm not dead."
I'm not dead at all.
Haha.
No, there's one called They Knock at Night. It probably has a lower budget than 100 Tears. But
So $4.
yes, but it's not good. But for what they work with and what they had to work with, I will say the kills were very creative. Like there's one kill where he literally forces an 8-ball, like pool ball, down this girl's throat, like through her teeth, and forces her friends to watch. It is pretty brutal, but he has the Gacy face paint on, so throughout the whole movie, but the dialogue's terrible. It's cheese, but it's worth the watch.
Who doesn't love cheese? Come on.
Yeah, it's very true. And I think that's really it. Obviously, if we want to end on it, Clownado is prime.
It's a fucking tornado full of clowns. That's it.
The effects, it's better than that. So like these clowns travel via tornado, and like they're on like a vengeance path and just kill.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi movie.
Oh my god!
As you know how most sci-fi channel movies are. It's
so fun.
It's a movie.
We'll say that.
It's a movie for sure.
It's a movie you should watch, but don't get mad at me when you waste your time doing it. But
you can waste your time watching other things like Malignant.
We're never gonna stop shitting on that movie. It's never gonna happen.
No, James Wan drug his own name through the dirt, so that's fine.
According to us, at least, everybody seems to like it.
We're definitely the minority. I'll take it.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But yeah, so those are most of the clown movies I'd recommend. I know there's probably some I'm forgetting. I'm probably sure there's a massive one I'm forgetting if I had to guess. But for right now, I think that's the most when it comes to recommendations. Do you have a favorite clown of all time?
My favorite clown is Tim Curry's Pennywise.
Tim Curry's Pennywise? Okay.
Period.
Okay. I mean, it's always a good go-to. It's hard to really beat that. But I mean, if we're talking overall just appearance and stuff, I love Gertie. Gertie's terrifying to me because can you beat a clown that carries a meat cleaver half his size? Like,
no.
It's pretty sick. But if we're talking like,
oh damn, there is a movie we missed.
Oh god.
Funhouse.
Oh, I did miss Funhouse. Damn it. Okay. Yep, Funhouse is another. So watch that. There's a bunch of random.
You can search clown on Shudder or Tubi. We did that with our Shark Month. If you didn't pay attention, we didn't finish it. It was way too difficult.
18 days of affecting our mental health. Yeah. I can't watch shark movies anymore.
No, I'll probably watch Jaws one time next year, but that's about it.
I can watch,
but
maybe I don't know, maybe The Shallows because Blake Lively's in it, but that's it.
Yeah, but I'm sure you can type clown on Tubi, movies, especially Tubi. Tubi has everything you didn't even know was made.
Tubi is like the
gold mine,
like encyclopedia or just straight up what's the word? Like just a library of trash. Like it's got great movies. Like they just put John Wick on there, but it's also got kung fu and titties. So, you know, it's an assortment and it's worth every bit of it.
And I think you need to spend the time to pick through. Sometimes you have to watch some trash. That's just how it is. But sometimes that trash is gold.
But I feel like as a horror fan, you're used to that.
Yes. I mean, unless you watch only mainstream horror.
But most mainstream horror is bad.
Well, no, okay, like I guess put it this way: if you only watch horror movies that come into theaters,
we got into a fight about that. Yeah, we got into a fight about that because someone was like, "Good movie for horror fans in 2023 because Annabelle 4 is coming out." I'm like, bro, this is gonna sound so gatekeepy, but like, you clearly don't watch horror movies. Like, if you think Annabelle 1, 2, or 4, wait, no, 1, 3, or 4. Because Creation was the second one, correct? Yes. And that's the same director as Lights Out. That one was good. But the Conjuring universe has gotten so saturated. Most everything Blumhouse makes, like 90% of the time, is going to be bad and cheap and just bullshit jump scares, with the occasional incredible movie like The Invisible Man or obviously The Conjuring or whatever. Black Phone, great movie. But like so much of the stuff Blumhouse comes up with nowadays is just like, it's just cheap and it's just like big budget. We can get people in theaters. We'll make money.
But I mean, I guess that's what it comes down to. It's like butts and seats.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. But then you get the occasional release, like when Hereditary came out, dude, mind blown. Absolutely.
For sure.
Still to this day, love that movie to death.
Agreed.
So yeah, I don't know. Blumhouse is hit or miss for me, but like, what was her argument? Like, oh, it's so bad that they're coming out with a fourth. I'm like, bro, Children of the Corn has 9 movies.
Yeah, we learned that today.
Yeah, he thought there was like 5. I thought there was like 4. There's 9, including like a remake.
9 whole corns. It's corn.
That's
times 9.
Is that the
can we just what am I trying to say? Words. Can we just like visually insert Corn Kid into all 9 parts? And he's just in the background, just chomping away at a cob.
So the entire movie is just Children of the Corn, but he's in the background just hanging out.
Yeah. Okay, so how about this?
He is a child.
So when Malachi's like, whatever he says, and the wife is up there and she gets turned into whatever. Well, sorry, correction. When Malachi gets turned into it's just Corn Kid just
munching on a knob.
Yeah, like Foghorn Leghorn and a cob.
So good.
Yes.
So good.
That's what I need.
That's a series.
You're going to do a reboot and he's not in it.
Yeah, Chris Stuckman, if you help us GoFundMe that shit, we'll make a movie right now. Side note, very excited for his movie, but that's a whole other conversation. But also, I was talking about, but Gertie's probably my favorite. But right now, I think Art is probably the go-to.
Art's claiming his spot right now.
Yeah, I think that dude's going to be such an icon. And I think, mark my words, 2 or 3 years, you'll start seeing his stuff in Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, easily. So we'll see. But I think that's about it. I mean, I gave my recommendations. I don't know if I'm missing much of anything. We talked about the history. Oh, we were going to talk about, I'll let you take this, but we were going to talk about Clown in a Cornfield.
Clown in a Cornfield. So Adam's novel.
For those of you who don't know, by the way, his full name's Adam Cesar, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to pronounce it right. So Adam wrote Clown in a Cornfield in 2020. Phenomenal book. I don't like to read. I have OCD. Reading is hard for me. So I found the audiobook. Audiobook was phenomenal. You can knock it out in like 3 or 4 hours.
It's a little longer than that, but yeah, something like that.
I think so, yeah.
Just a day. Honestly, you have a lazy day, knock it out.
True. Phenomenal. And now he's got the movie adaptation coming from Eli, what's his last name? Craig, who directed Tucker and Dale. And it's produced by the people who did Smile. If the movie adaptation goes the way Tucker and Dale was, it's going to be great.
Well, he also did Little Evil too, right?
Yeah, he did Little Evil too.
Which is also good. So, I mean, he's clearly pretty solid with the whole horror comedy aspect. But the issue is, I don't know if it should be like a comedy.
I don't think it should be. Like, I think it should be dark. Like, so I'm going to give you the little short. So basically this character and her dad move into town. Her dad's a doctor and she's automatically hated. There's a giant like lore over the town because this town hates one kid for something that he did. And there's a mascot from I want to say it's cornstarch or something that the town makes. That's a big clown named Friendo. Well, Friendo is supposed to be imaginary, and Friendo is very real in this book. And you come to find out that Friendo isn't just one person.
Yeah, Friendo sort of engulfs the entire concept of the town itself. Yep. We won't give anything away. It could be a little bit political at times, but I actually like that.
I mean, the book is very political.
Yeah, it's super political and it dives into that, but like it's very dark, especially listening to the audiobook. There's parts of it where like
it's shocking.
Like high school children are getting brutally murdered in ways that are very almost nonchalant to people. It's weird.
I remember because I was listening to it first and I was at work and I was like, bro, you need to check out this audiobook.
Yeah.
And then he started getting to parts and he's texting me and he's like, did they just really do this? And I was like, yeah, dude, like it's intense.
It's good. So I'm really excited for the movie on that one.
And
because we were both, sorry to interrupt, we were both saying, like, after we read it, we wanted a movie adaptation.
For sure. And if you have read it, you already know. And then if you want to check out the second one, he's got Friendo Lives, which is the sequel. Now that he's got the movie adaptation, he's writing book number 3.
Did you read Friendo Lives? I actually haven't.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, neither have
I need to.
Yeah, so which is funny. I'm interested to see how they're going to do that. Obviously, they left it off with a sequel sort of status.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, but I'm curious. But it's really good. Adam, keep doing your thing, man. Obviously, you'll probably never hear this, but if you do,
no, we're going to tag him on TikTok. He replies to a lot of stuff.
Oh, does he? Yeah. Well, if you do listen to this, bro, keep doing your thing. Your novels are sick, and I'm really
come to Florida to sign books. Don't just do it in the area that you're in.
Yeah,
come to Florida.
Come to meet you. We got Spookala, bro. We got Spooky Empire. Come down here.
Yeah, we want to hang out and meet you and interview you and stuff.
And we'll hang out with Wrinkles too. We'll make it like I
just got to make a call.
Yeah, we'll make it a fucking clown thing.
The words were not coming out.
Words. I'm having a lot of strokes today, guys. I'm sorry. I can't. I need to sleep.
And on that, Chandler is going to go to bed. So, is there anything you would like to end this episode on?
Let her cry if her tear fall down like rain. Hootie, sup?
Thanks for checking out the podcast, everybody. Thanks for sticking around with us since April. We know we've been gone forever. We're back. We're going to try and do this more regularly. If you're watching this on TikTok, make sure to send us suggestions for episodes or message us on Instagram. We're always looking for stuff to do. Make sure to follow us. Yeah. I'll put, like whatever. But yeah, keep up with us on social media and
follow us at Welcome to Creepy Camp, literally on everything. Instagram, TikTok, Spotify.
Brazzers.
Shout out to the Bang Bus. JK, I don't watch porn.